The guy who accidentally threw away $700 million in Bitcoin wants to buy a landfill to find it. More on that in moments, but first, you might have spent the last few years turning your domicile into a smart home with a fancy speaker setup, robot vacuum, and voice-controlled lights. Another way to make your home more connected is with a video doorbell, and as it happens, a model from Ring is on sale. The latest version of the Ring video doorbell has dropped down to $60, which is $40 off. The discount also matches the record low price. As the name suggests, this is a battery-powered model, so you won't have to worry about wiring it up. The doorbell has a USB-C port, and all you have to do to top up the battery is detach it and plug it in for a while. If you're not one for carrying lots of books around, then an e-reader is the way to go. Right now, you can get the 16-gigabyte Amazon Kindle Paperwhite for $135, down from $160. The 16% discount brings the device to just $5 more than its Black Friday price. Amazon's Kindle Paperwhite came out in 2024. It offers a 7-inch glare-free display with 300 ppi resolution. It also has up to 12 weeks of battery, an adjustable warm light, and a flush front design. Plus, it's IPX8 certified, waterproof, and audible through Bluetooth. And there's no such thing as one best music streaming service. Most of these apps are designed around the same principles and provide access to a huge music catalog. Pretty much none of them are paying artists properly, yet nearly all of them are steadily raising prices. If you've used one to build up a library over the years, that one is most likely to be in tune with your musical tastes. That said, if you've grown tired of whatever service you use today, we've spent months getting to know all of the major music streamers, feeding them similar data, and taking note of how they adapt to our preferences over time. While the broad strokes are similar with each, there are a few key differences in the margins that might sway you from one app to another. We've highlighted the best music streaming services on the whole and broken down where they excel and fall short. Check out our list of the best music streaming services in 2025, and for the latest gadget news, reviews, price drops, and more at Engadget.com. James Howells, a British IT worker, mined over 7,500 bitcoins back in 2009 when they were worth next to nothing. Now, a single bitcoin is worth nearly $100,000, valuing his stash at well over $700 million. Unfortunately, Howells accidentally threw the hard drive he stored the key on in the trash. He has a scheme to get that money back, according to The Guardian. He wants to buy the landfill where it could be buried and dig it up. Howells doesn't exactly know where the hard drive is, but has a solid guess based on when he tossed it in the trash. He has it narrowed down to a particular section of a South Wales landfill that houses 15,000 metric tons of waste. The landfill is approaching maximum capacity, so Howells wants to buy it off the city. Officials have warned that the hard drive is buried under 25,000 cubic meters of waste and earth, as it has been there for almost 12 years. While the city hasn't made a final decision, it doesn't look good for Howells and his needle-in-a-haystack plan. There are serious ecological dangers to haphazardly digging up a landfill. The excavation process would be risky and costly. Afterward, the landfill would have to be resealed, another expensive project. The city also has plans to build a solar farm on part of the land. Finally, there's the hard drive itself. Would there be anything recoverable after laying underneath tons and tons of trash for 12 years? It seems highly unlikely, though Howells and his investors must have some serious data retrieval specialists standing by. This is just the latest attempt by Howells to treat the landfill like an archaeological dig site looking for his lost fortune. He's been at this for over a decade. In 2017, he pleaded with the city to allow him to dig, and officials said no, citing safety concerns and a fear of inciting treasure hunters to descend upon the landfill with shovels. In 2021, he tried to sweeten the pot by offering the city 25% of the recovered Bitcoin. Once again, the city said no. In 2022, Howells came up with a particularly bizarre scheme that involved sending in Boston Dynamics robot dogs to do the digging. You can imagine what the city said to that one. It was a no. There was another attempt to turn the landfill into a mining facility, which didn't gain traction. Finally, Howells decided to sue the city of Newport for the right to go traipsing around in the landfill like a really gross, poop-encrusted Indiana Jones. A judge put the kibosh on the lawsuit, ruling that the case had no realistic prospect of succeeding. So that's where we are now. Howells and his investors are trying to buy the landfill as the city mulls it over. We'll update this post when we get some closure on this particularly bizarre story about one man's quest for wealth. In other news, this is totally going to become a limited series on Peacock or something, right? Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Lawrence Bonk and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.